it still doesn't speak to the admissibility of these calls and their content.
All right. Mr. Steele, anything else, sir?
No.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right, I'm going to note your objection first, Rick. Anybody else? Okay, anything else before I call for our jurors?
Your Honor, Mr. Steele is bringing over some exhibits or something he's asking us to listen to. We're kind of in the middle of doing two things, so I'd like if the court would allow us a moment to understand what he's saying and what he wants, it'd be great.
Okay, all right. Ms. Harvey, could you use your microphone? Thank you, sir.
I think I did yesterday evening, but I do want to renew my motion to sever based upon prejudicial spillover of 105 instruction with regard.
You did, and I forgot,
Okay.
sir, to again acknowledge that you have once again raised for purposes of your client severance based on the prejudicial spillover as you've argued, and you've also asked this court for a 105 limiting instruction, which
And you have been kind enough to give me a continuing objection.
I have, but
Okay, thank you.
that's fine. Okay.
Good morning, Carson Matthews. We got Mr. Marclavis Hewitt, seeing if the Harvard rule is in effect.
Yeah, unless you opt out, it will be, yes.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Let's summon our jurors.
Oh, Your Honor, did you rule, because I'm objecting, I objected last night, but to the CAD reports coming in, they would be 1TA, 1T.
1T Alpha through Bravo. No, actually, and thank you for reminding me of something. Do something.
I didn't know
Miss-
you ruled yet.
No, it's 1 Tango Alpha, 1 Tango Bravo, 1 Yankee Alpha, 62 India. I said Lima, but they're actually India Alpha, and 62 India Bravo. If the state can lay the foundation, everything but the narrative can be admitted. So I'm gonna grant it in part and I'll rule it in part.
So, Your Honor, can I have, well, first of all, I'm reading that there's 2 additional exhibits. Am I wrong for the CAD reports?
Yeah, the CAD reports in general, okay, are all going to be, assuming the state, Ms. Latner comes up here, lays the foundation, talks about the codes, she's the custodian. Over your probable objection, I'm probably going to allow that, but I'm not going to allow the narrative, statements at the end
Okay, so can
without some, because the state hasn't told me any excited utterance as to whether or not they actually fall within there. So I can't hear them. So, which makes a difference in context for the court.
All right, and I understood. So can I just continue, if you don't mind, a continuing objection to it coming in at all?
Yes, you can have a continuing objection.
Confrontation clause here.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate it, sir.
All right.
And I have, am I wrong? I have on this exhibit list, there are 2 other CAD reports that you didn't mention. You went up to 662.
No, there's additional demonstrative aids, Mr. Steele, and since I don't have any visibility on those, we'll take those up as needed.
All right. Okay. Thank you. I just want to continue objection.
All right, it's noted. Summon our jurors, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
I'm just getting my exhibit back.
All right.
Thank you, sir. I have it back.
Your Honor, we also have not had time to review whatever is on this thumb drive that Mr. Steele brought over a second ago. So if the court would permit us to do that.
At an appropriate time?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Right.
What is it,
So
Mr. Steele?
we haven't.
Thank you for asking. It is the state put in, without objection, part of police radio traffic from the 9th, 11th, 13 incident, Mr. Dotson or Mr. Bean. It's not complete. I'm completing it. Ms. Latner is here. I'll call her back. I've given all this. The state's given this to me. I don't understand how this is even taking any time. Ms. Latner's listened to it. Now the state has removed her posted from it. I just need to get it in. Ms. Latner said it's exactly what it is. I'm going to ask her on a cross-examination, and it should not.
I believe that was asked when she was here last time.
Your Honor,
So,
Thank
for
you.
the stuff that has been admitted, we don't have any problem with. The point is that Mr. Steele constantly gives us stuff without giving us an opportunity to look at it without a label on it.
That,
So
that can be argued on both sides,
it
Ms.
can,
Love, so.
but we're just asking for an opportunity to look at it.
Okay, all right, but if it purports to be, just listen to it, but I believe that Mr. Steele did ask Ms. Latners about that when about the instance with Mr. Bean. So, I mean, she's back on the stand to be testifying, so,
All we're doing is asking for a
Okay.
chance to
All right.
look at it, to listen to it.
yes, well, certainly.
All right, so jury.
All rise
Oh, you got your.
for the jury. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. We had a slight late start, but we're here. So the jury got here. There's some argument this morning, but that was amongst the lawyers. With that said, we are here. It's a Friday. We're going to
All right,
probably
ladies and
be
gentlemen, please be
earlier.
seated.
Please be seated, everyone who's not seated in the comment section. And good morning. Good morning.
All jurors are present? All right, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the jury, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue with the presentation of the state's case. Call your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Ms. Sharon Latners to stand.
All right, summon Ms. Latners, please. Ms. Latners, if you once again approach the witness stand, and once you get there, if you turn and be sworn as a witness before you sit down.
You raise your right hand. You swear to affirm the testimony you give today is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. I do. Have you say this for you? Sharon Latners, SharonLatners.
Good morning, Ms. Latners, and welcome back.
Good morning.
Thank you, Ms. Latners. Now, I'm gonna approach you, Ms. Latners, with a number of CAD reports. Your Honor, for the record, I am approaching Ms. Latners with 1 Tango Alpha through Bravo, 1 Yankee Alpha through Bravo, 62 India Alpha through Bravo, 2 Yankee and 2 Yankee Alpha through Echo, Your Honor.
All right, sir.
Now, Ms. Latners, once you are able to look through those, just look up at me and we will talk about it. Do you recognize those, Ms. Latners?
I do.
And I'll start with the ones labeled 1 Tango Alpha and Bravo. How do you recognize those 2 documents?
They're a copy of Atlanta 911 CAD report incident.
And are they a fair and accurate depiction of CAD reports for the incident date?
Yes.
And then I'm gonna turn to the exhibits marked 1 Yankee Alpha and 1 Yankee Bravo. Should be the 3rd and 6th documents before you. Do those documents, do you recognize those?
I do.
And are they a fair and accurate depiction?
Yes.
I'm gonna turn to the 2 exhibits that are 62 India Alpha and Bravo. Do you recognize those documents, Ms. Latners?
Yes.
And are they a fair and accurate depiction of the CAD reports related to that date?
Yes.
And finally, we have a document that's 2 Yankee, and then there should be a CD that's 2 Yankee Alpha. Do you see those, Ms. Latners?
Yes, sir.
And do you recognize them?
I do.
And are they a fair and accurate depiction of the incident on that day?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state tenders in evidence, state's exhibits 1 Tango Alpha and Bravo, 1 Yankee Alpha and Bravo, 62 India Alpha and Bravo, as well as 2 Yankee and 2 Yankee Alpha at this time.
Let me just do it this way. Any objection or any further objection to states, 1 Tango Alpha or Bravo, that otherwise has not been noted?
Not otherwise.
Okay, I'll admit it subject to the early rulings of the court. What about 1 Yankee Alpha, 62 India Alpha, or 62 India Bravo?
I have the same answer.
All right, then the court will admit those over objection, subject to the court's earlier ruling.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I'm going to, in regards to 2 Yankee Alpha, this is a disc, but it also contains, so for the record, I'm also tendering 2 Yankee subsection Alpha through Echo. So Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and Echo.
Any further objection, I should say, to states 2 Yankee Alpha through Echo?
I have the same objection.
Okay, all right. The prior objections have been noted. The court will admit it over objection. And maybe publish as you see fit, subject to the court's earlier rulings.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Ladders, I know that's a lot of documents. Let's start with the 1 Tango Alpha. Can you tell the jury what happened, or what is 1 Tango Alpha? What is that?
It's an incident from January 6, 2015.
And how did that incident come about? Your Honor.
Objections?
Yeah.
I'm sorry? Objection? Basis?
Confrontation clause, hearsay.
Let me take a look at the question. I'm over the objection.
Ms. Ladders, you may answer, and you may have forgotten the question. What is the nature of that call?
Unit 1111 pulled out on this call.
And what kind of call did they pull out?
Fight in progress.
What is the code for a fight in progress?
29.
And Your Honor, the state's also going to publish State's Exhibit 1 Tango Alpha. And Ms. Ladders, when you say that unit pulled out, what do you mean by that?
He advised his dispatcher to hold him out at that location. It was a fight in progress.
And this was on January 6, 2015?
Yes.
Now, what was the location that the officer pulled out to?
2517 Donnelly Harwell Parkway, Northwest Atlanta.
And Ms. Ladders, what zone and beat is that 2517 Donnelly Harwell?
Zone 1, 109's beat.
And what time, well, let me ask you this, Ms. Ladders. Is this a 911 call or officer-generated CAD?
Officer generated CAD.
And what was the unit number of the officer who pulled out?
Unit 1111.
Do you know who that is, Ms. Ladders?
No, I don't.
Now, what time did this officer self-initiate this call?
02/28/42 a.m. hours.
And is the dispatch time the same time as he started the call on the CAD report?
Yes.
Is that because it's self-initiated?
Yes.
And Ms. Ladders, what time did that officer clear that call?
03:55:22 a.m. hours.
And Ms. Landers, for this type of call for a 29 fight progress, what type of priority does that call have in the APD?
A prior to 3 call, 20 minutes response time.
Ms. Landers, I'm going to turn to 1 Tango Bravo. Now, Ms. Landers, is 1 Tango Bravo, is this the same date?
Yes.
And I'm gonna publish 1 Tango Bravo. What was the call type and description for this call, Ms. Landers?
2969, which is the domestic fight and weapon involved.
And what is the location for this cat?
2517 Donnelly Hartwell Parkway Northwest.
And is that the same location as the cat report we just discussed?
Yes.
What time was, and let me ask you this before I ask that, was this a officer generated or 911 call?
911 call.
What time was the 911 call made?
02/29/15 a.m. hours.
When were officers dispatched after that 911 call?
Dispatched at 02/31/57 a.m. hours.
And what time does that indicate that that call was clear?
03/52/44 a.m. hours.
Now, Ms. Ladders, if you turn back to 1 Tango Alpha that we just discussed, how close in time is this incident cleared in relation to the one we just discussed when we started?
What time it cleared?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, one cleared at 03:52, one cleared at 03:55, 3 minutes apart.
And Ms. Ladders, if you look at these CAD reports, do they reference one another, as in related calls, or do they not?
Yes, they do.
And can you explain how CAD reports, how it comes to be that they're related, or how is that, what determines if something is related?
But they have the same address. So the dispatch automatically knows that they coincide together, they related to each other. So to keep a record of the incident, she just relayed 0299 to 0294 and 0294 to 0299, so they can have a record of it.
And Ms. Ladders, do you know, is it that location, 2517 Donnelly Hollowell, is that a residence, a business, do you know?
I don't know.
And where do they reference one another in CAD reports?
When you come down, it says police. In the middle of the CAD, it says police, then it has 15006 0294. As police 15006 0299.
Now, Ms. Ladders, I'm going to turn to State's Exhibit 1 Yankee Alpha. What is the date for 1 Yankee Alpha, Ms. Ladders?
January 8th, 2015.
What was the call type and description for that case?
It was 25 shots fired.
What type of priority does a shots fired have within APD?
On here it shows prior to 3, which is 20 minutes response.
What is the location for the shots fired call?
988 Confederate Court, Southeast Atlanta.
Ms. Ladders, do you know what type, if it's a residence or business at 988 Confederate Court?
I don't know.
And was this call, Ms. Ladders, was it a 911 call or self-initiated?
Self-initiated.
What was the time that this call was self-initiated?
0038:30 a.m. hours, which is 12:38 a.m. hours.
And what time was this call cleared, Ms. Ladders?
It shows 02/25:33 a.m. hours.
And Ms. Ladders, what is a 20-minute response time? What does that mean?
It means that the dispatcher have 20 minutes to get the dispatch, to get that call out to a unit. But since this was self-initiated, the system put these priority times on themselves.
Thank you, Ms. Ladner. What determines that in terms of how are the priorities set?
They were set by APD head commanders, so they prioritize each call by call type.
Thank you, Ms. Ladner. Now, do you see the two town reports that start with 62 India?
Yes,
I'm gonna start with 62 India Alpha. You see that one, Ms. Ladner?
yes.
What is the date on that incident?
January the 8th, 2015.
What is the call type and description?
Shot fired. 25, sorry.
No, you're more than fine, Ms. Ladner. What was the location for the shot fired?
675 Metropolitan Park, Southwest Atlanta.
Was this a 911 call or was this officer generated?
911 call.
What time did this 911 call come in?
23:13:02 p.m. hours, which is 11:13:02 p.m. hours.
What time were officers dispatched or arrived in response to that call?
23:14:36 p.m. hours.
Now, was this incident, does it have any related cases that are connected with it?
Yes, it's related to CAD 1500833130.
What were the unit numbers of the officers who responded to 675 Metropolitan Parkway?
Unit 1307.
Now, Ms. Landers, turning to 62 India Bravo, is that the county report that was related to what we just discussed?
Yes,
Is it the same date?
yes.
What was the location for that county report?
1064 Metropolitan Parkway, Southwest Atlanta.
What was the call type for, what came in, or what type of call were they responding to?
It was a self-initiated call, reckless driver, which is a 72.
What zone and beat was that?
Zone 3, 302 beat.
Now, what time was that call cleared?
It was cleared at 01:10:50 a.m. hours.
And what was the priority response time for the 72?
20 minutes.
Is that the same response time for the CAD report we just discussed with the shots fired?
No,
What was that response time?
10 minutes.
Now, Ms. Ladders, I'm going to turn to what's labeled as State's Exhibit 1 Yankee Bravo. What was the date and time that this call or this CAD report pertains to?
January the 9th, 2015.
What was the call type that generated this CAD?
25 shots fired.
What was the location for this CAD report?
Spring Street, Northwest at Ivan Allen Jr. Boulevard, Northwest Atlanta.
Now, Ms. Landers, what was the zone and beat for that location?
Zone 5 is 508 beat.
What time was the call received?
Call came in at 10:58:37 p.m. hours.
How quickly did officers get dispatched?
They got dispatched at 23:04:27 p.m. hours.
And what time was the call cleared?
Cleared at 23:13:20 p.m. hours.
What was the priority response for this call?
10 minutes.
Now, Ms. Landers, I'm gonna turn your attention to what's labeled as 2 Yankee, it's a CAD report. Can you describe for the jury what was the day of this CAD report?
January 10th, 2015.
What is the call type and description?
Call type up says 48 person dead, but the call came in as a 50 person shot.
Now, can you explain to the jury, when you said, can you elaborate on that? What did the call come in as?
Call came in as a 50-person shot, but once they finished investigating the call, the officer changed the signal to a person dead, 48.
What was the priority response on this call?
A priority two.
And would the priority would it be set by the person shot, the 50, or would it be set by the 48 person dead?
Person shot.
Now, Ms. Ladders, what was the address and location for this?
330 McDaniel Street, Southwest Atlanta.
What is the APD zone and beat?
Zone 5, 507's beat.
Now, Ms. Ladders, when you look at units that responded, how many units responded to this call? And if you have the ballpark, that's all right, Ms. Ladders.
I'm gonna say up to 15 units or more.
And was this generated from a 911 call or self-initiated by an officer?
911 call.
What time did the 911 call was placed?
Call came in at 07/22, 20 p.m. hours.
What time were officers dispatched?
I'm sorry, correct myself. Call came in at 19:22.
Is that 7:22 p.m.?
It's 22:20 p.m.
And
Officer dispatched at 7:22:54 p.m. hours.
when does it state that officers arrived?
They arrived at 7:25, 13 p.m. hours.
Now, after arriving at 7:25, what time was the call cleared?
It would clear up the next day at 12:30, 20 a.m. hours.
Now, Ms. Ladders, when we had, the only thing up there that's with you, you see that CD disc that's not a CAD report?
Yes,
Does that pertain to this CAD report that we just discussed?
yes.
And what is contained on what's marked as it's 2 Yankee Alpha Blue Echo?
5 911 calls.
Your Honor, at this time, the state is going to play what's marked as 2 Yankee Alpha.
All right.
Atlanta 911 for the 630.
Yes, police over here on the north side of McDaniel.
North side of McDaniel. Why did you?
Yeah. At Harold Limited Barber Shop. Somebody don't got shot.
Call for the ambulance. Don't hang up. When Mama says do not hang up. Don't hang up, sir, okay?
Who shot? Oh, no. He shot?
Yeah. 785. What's the address of the emergency?
God damn.
Hello, Great EMS.
Oh, no.
Grady, call advised, Northside Drive in McDaniel, person shot, male shot, outside of the barber shop.
Okay, alrighty. Go ahead and start firing PDM 785. Thank you. Hello?
Lock the door. I mean, 911, man. I got to be gone. No, I'm not the first one. I know what that key, bro. Now, I can get out of here. Let's go. Who is that? Just gonna get down, man. Ain't nothing. Yeah, put it right there. Let him in, get it. Get on over here. You gonna be in hell now. Come here, right here, right here. Right there in front of the dude. Hold on.
Ms. Lyons, how long was this 911 call you just listened to?
I don't know.
If you look on the exhibit that's published to your left, you see it's 5 minutes and 19 seconds. Does that sound right?
I sustain the objection, Mr. Leedy. You can rephrase, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Ladner, looking at the published exhibit, do you know how long this 911 call is that we just listened to?
Improper refresh.
Overruled, sir.
You may answer, Ms. Ladner.
I see 5:19.
And what was the time that elapsed between when the first 911 call was made and officers arrived to the scene of this 48-person shot?
I can't tell you. I don't know.
Ms. Ladders, if you look at what's marked as 2 Yankee, what time can you look at and tell the jury how much time elapsed between when the 911 call was made and when officers first arrived?
I'm gonna say no more than 15 seconds.
So officers, between when the 911 call was made and when that 911 call was complete, had arrived on scene?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state at this time, thank you, Ms. Ladner, the state is going to publish what's marked as 2 Yankee Bravo.
All right, sir.
Atlanta 911, operator 6478, what's the address of your emergency?
What address is it? Police don't tell me the address. 330, I need your ambulance 330 McDaniel Street.
Hold on one moment, don't hang up. Hold on.
McDaniel Street.
Hold on, don't hang up.
Grady MS, what's the address of your emergency, please? Grady?
He might have hung up, Grady, but he gave 330 McDaniel Street, but I think it's the same call that we just got in at Northside and McDaniel for a person shot. It might be the same thing, but he gave 330 McDaniel Street.
Limited person shot, yes.
Yeah, that what you have?
Yes, ma'am. I got 330 McDaniel Street, Southwest. Hair Unlimited, person shot outside.
Barbershop? Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what they were calling in regards to.
Okay, yes.
They just hung up.
Another operator taking it.
Okay. Thank you. I'm 6478.
The state is publishing what is marked as 2 Yankee Charlie.
We called.
Atlanta 911, operator 6284. What's the address of your
Yeah, we got a man that got shot down here on McDaniel.
Okay. Hold on for EMS. Do not hang up.
Grady MS, what's the address?
Yeah, we got a man that just got shot down here at 330 McDaniel Street.
Okay, we actually already have this. Are you with the patient now?
No, I'm at the barber shop. I work in the barber shop, but he's down by the other barber shop.
Okay, can you see how old he is or anything?
He in his 20s.
Okay, is he awake?
He's black male.
No, is he awake? Is he conscious?
I don't know. They just saying call the ambulance. He's down the street from where I'm at.
Okay, do you know where he was shot?
No, I'm in the barber shop.
Okay, I understand you're in the barbershop. Okay, we're en route to him, okay?
Okay,
Publishing what's marked as, or what's admitted as 2 Yankee Delta.
Atlanta 911, operator 3323.
Hi, it was just a drive-by on McDaniel Street right from the barbershop. Someone's down. I think he's been shot. A whole bunch of people
Okay,
surrounding him.
yes, sir. McDaniel and where? Give me an address to either intersecting street.
369 McDaniel Street. It's a green barbershop right across the street from it. And he's laying right in front of the barbershop.
And you see Green Barbershop? Oh, there.
Yeah, a green barbershop. 369 McDaniel Street.
We have it, sir. Did you see the person?
Okay, thank you. No, it was a car that just took off real fast.
Okay, did you get a description of that car?
I didn't.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Now, Ms. Ladders, I'm approaching you, Ms. Ladders, with 2 Yankee Foxtrot 1 through 7. Now, Ms. Ladders, I'm gonna flip through these. So I'm showing you what's first been marked as 2 Yankee Foxtrot 1.
Have you shown those to councils?
Your Honor, I can. They have smaller copies of
Why don't
these?
you make sure you show those to them?
Yes, Your Honor. If any council wants to see, they are identical to what's been provided. There's no change.
All right, sir.
Do they have the changes?
Oh, yes, there is, correct. Yes, so there's.
Why don't
Did
you
I see the final version?
Just
Yes,
show them.
yes.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes.
Thank you.
Defense attorney said, not so fast, not so fast. We're not going to put this in front of the jurors until we find out whether or not this is more harmful than helpful for the defense. Tabitha, good morning. Rodney Williams, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Vanderveer, good morning. Be some more. I see you in the building. We tend to shout out our supporters during the most opportune time. With that said, let's see what's happening. Will they allow this to come in or will they not? Game Ninja, easily said than done. Game Ninja, easily said than done. We still have at least 7 more months of the prosecution's case. 7 months. Think about that. 7 more months. This is insane. This is a great retirement plan for some 7 more months of trial. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. 7 more months, which means we've already have picked the next president of the United States. Unfreaking believable. Unfreaking believable here. Why does it take this long to prove to this jury with these seasoned attorneys that there's a case or not a case? I'm just asking the question. You can agree with me or not, but this is taking a long time. This is taking a long time. Trials have come and gone, but this is taking a long time. I would say this, most attorneys, not from the prosecutor's side, but from the defense side, would probably not want to be on a case like this that drags on this long. I mean, if you have a law practice, this is the only case that you can really deal with. So just imagine you having partners and employees, and your whole time is tied up in this particular case. What does the end of the road look like for these lawyers at the end of this case? Because this at this point, this is a high stake. This is a high stakes case, not just for young thug and his co-defendants, but for these attorneys. Because someone's going to lose in this. Someone's going to lose. It's either going to be the prosecutors or it's going to be the defense. In addition to the time that it's taking to get this case adjudicated is outrageous. At some point, you have to pin the tail on the donkey, meaning identify who is actually culpable for these alleged crimes, if there is such. But to put everyone in the basket may be problematic. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a special treat for you today. I have a special exclusive treat for you, ladies and gentlemen, today. And that announcement will happen before 2 p.m. An exclusive. And this may put things in context as to why this trial is taking so long. No one else has this. This is a breaking exclusive. So I want you guys to make sure you're locked in. Tell a friend, tell a friend. And when you hear this powerful exclusive, you'll understand why this case may be taking this long and why it's even being prosecuted. Because there's a backstory. There's a backstory. And you too will know what that backstory is today.
with what's marked as 2 Yankee Foxtrot 7. So, Ms. Latners, does 2 Yankee Foxtrot 7, will it aid your testimony in what we have been discussing with this jury?
Yes,
And is the information contained on 2 Foxtrot 7 the information that we have discussed in the exhibits we've admitted today?
yes,
And is it a fair and accurate depiction of the information that is on this exhibit with what is contained in the accompanying reports?
yes,
Your Honor, at this time, the state tenders into evidence for demonstrative purposes 2 Yankee Foxtrot 7. State's exhibit.
Any further objection to states 2 Yankee Foxtrot 7?
None other than that's already been
Okay.
stated, Your Honor.
All right, early objection's been noted. I'll admit 2 Yankee Foxtrot 7 over objection. It may be shown as a demonstrative exhibit as you see fit.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, with the court's permission to make it so everyone can see, I'm going to put this easel in this part of the courtroom, if that's all right.
Counsels, you may relocate yourselves
Thank you, Your Honor.
so everybody can see. Do you have the ability to put it on the,
Yes, Your
can
Honor.
you do that so others who are not going to relocate can do that and see it, please?
I most certainly can, Your Honor.
All right.
Ms. Latners, can you see this?
yes.
Ms. Knight, are you working on publishing that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ms. Latners, there is a wooden pointer that's right over your right shoulder. Now, Ms. Latners, starting with, can you explain for the jury what is depicted starting with the, on this demonstrative January 6th?
You want me to do what now?
Can you, so I will, here, I'll help you, Latners, with this one. So starting here is, what was the date and time of this incident report that we discussed?
January 6, 2015.
And does this correspond with 1 Tango Alpha that we discussed?
Yes,
What is the last 3 of the APD case number?
294.
And what was the location and call time?
Objection has been answered.
Overruled.
What was the location, Ms. Latner, for this January 6th incident?
2517 Donnelly Hardware Parkway, Northwest.
And what was the call type and description?
Objection has been answered.
I'll sustain the objection.
Ms. Latner?
The sitting is 29. Description is fight in progress.
Ms. Latner, after we discussed 1 Tango Alpha, you recall talking about 1 Tango Bravo?
Yes,
Is where this pointer, which is the second demonstrative with gray for the record, is this what we had discussed in 1 Tango Bravo?
yes.
What was the last 3 of this APD case number?
094. No, I'm sorry, 0. Last 3 is
Yes,
2,
ma'am.
299.
And is this the same location as the first call that started at 2:28 a.m.?
Yes.
Objection has been answered.
I'll sustain the objection.
Now, Ms. Latner's turning to this third icon that's depicted in blue, and it's January 8th at 12:38 a.m. Do you see that, Ms. Latner?
Yes,
What is the last 3 for this January 8th, 12:38 a.m. call?
094.
And was that a shots fired call?
Correct.
And does that correspond with what we had discussed as 1 Yankee Alpha?
Yes,
Objection has been answered.
I'll rule that objection, sir.
Now, Ms. Latner's turning to the 4th icon, which is gray, and it's January 8th, 11:13 p.m. Do you see this, Ms. Latner?
yes.
Now, what is the last 3 of this APB case number?
128.
And does this correspond with what we talked about in 62 India Alpha?
Yes,
And was this a shots fired call?
yes,
asked and answered.
I'll rule the objection, sir.
Now, Ms. Latner's turning to the fifth icon, which is January 8th, 2 minutes later at 11:15 p.m. Do you see that, Ms. Latner?
yes.
Is this the same, or what is the last three of this APD case number?
130.
And was this correspond with what we talked about at 62 India Bravo?
Yes,
And do you recall we're discussing, is this the one that pertained to came in as a 72 reckless driving?
Objection asked and answered.
Overruled, sir.
unit pulled out as a 72.
Now, Ms. Ladders, turning to the sixth icon, which is January 9th, 10:58 p.m. with a gray background. Do you see that?
Yes,
What is the last three of this APD case number?
290.
And what is the location and call type for this January 9th, 10:58?
Objection asked and answered.
Overruled, sir.
Shots fired, Spring Street at Ivan Allen Jr. Boulevard.
And it looks like, well, Ms. Latner, would you agree that it looks like there's a scrivener's error above January 9th? That is the same as what's depicted as January 6th?
Yes,
But on the January 9th, 10:58 p.m. incident, that is what we talked about as 1 Yankee Bravo. What was the location and call type for that?
Objection asked and answered.
Overruled, sir.
shot fired, Spring Street and Ivan Allen.
And Ms. Latner's finally with what's depicted in red as January 10th at 7:22 p.m. Did you see that, Ms. Latner?
Yes.
What was the location and call type for this?
Location is 330 McDaniel Street Southwest. Came in as a person shot.
And what is the last three of the APD case number?
106.
Do these incidents we just talked about on this demonstrative 2 Yankee Foxtrot 7, is that encompass the January 6th through 10th incidents we discussed?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Latner. Your Honor, I'm going to publish what's been marked as State's Exhibit 2 Yankee Echo.
All right, sir. Cases.
This has already been played one time, Your Honor. It's cumulative to play this again.
No, I don't,
This hasn't been played?
no, this is the last thing, the last thing. I'm gonna overrule the objection.
What was that, Mr. Steele?
Can you take that down, Mr. Atkins? Because, yeah, they, folks out here can't see it.
Your Honor, resuming publishing State's Exhibit 2 Yankee Echo.
Okay.
What's the address of the emergency? They coming, right? I got you. You got him there. Come on, baby. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Keep looking at me. Keep looking at me. Look at me. Stay there. You all right? You all right? You right? You ain't you on. Keep fighting. Do a G. Keep fighting, dog. Fight, nigga. Fight. What the fuck? Hey. They called him, fam. Fight. They say you're out, man. Fight, bro. Fight, bro. Come on. You all right? 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 You got something to live for. Bro, you all right, bro? You got something to live for. You got a want to live. You got a want to live. You got a want to live. Stay with me, all right? Okay? You with me? You all right? Where you hit it? Where you hit it? Where you hit? Fight. Fight, bro. You all right, bro? Fight, baby. You okay, bro? Come on, fight, bro. Your brother right here with you, bro. You okay, bro? I don't know. Bro, you okay, bro? 49, bro. You okay, bro? Got a man over here, too. We right here for the captain there. Fight, man. Come on, fight, bro. Come on, fight, bro. Fight, bro. Come on. Come on. God with you. God is with you. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yeah. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. All right, bro. Yeah, open your eyes. You all right? Come on. You all right? Come on and fight. You okay, bro? Come on, fight. You okay, bro? Come on, open your eyes. Bro, you okay, bro? Open your eyes, bro. Open your eyes. Eyes open. There you go. Bro, you okay? There you go. Fight that. Come on, fight. 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 Okay, fight. Huh? God is able. You still there? God is able. God is able. Holy shit, the fucking ambulance. God is able, Black. God is able. Okay? You hear me? Huh? Stay with me. Do you hear me? Please, somebody, please. Huh? I'm getting a minute to first aid. We're losing. Do you hear me? Nobody got no first aid and now we're losing. Come on, man. Where you hit it? Please, man. Where you hit it? I don't know, man. Where you hit it? Get some towel. Get some towel. Where you hit it? That's what we're trying to find out. You got to be in the leg in the back here or something. Where you get hit at? Go ahead, Tim. Stay with it. Hey, keep breathing. Stay with it. Keep breathing. You understand? Keep taking a breath. Where you hit that? Where you hit that? Where you hit? Where you at? Where you hit it? Where you hit it? Where you hit? Where you hit it? Huh? Where you hit? Where you hit it? Where you hit? That's what I'm trying to find out. Fight, bro. Fight, bro. Fight, bro. Get buried, bro. Fight, man. Please, bro. Where you hit it, baby? Where you hit it? Oh, baby, please. Who shot me? Where you at? What's that word? Let me get it. When you put them on his back, I'm out of Charlie Close. Yeah. All right, man. I love you, Charlie. I love you, bro. Fight, bro. Good. Where's the other two people shot? Are they working in? Excuse me. You're a tough body. You have to get I'm a play here. APD. Right now. You get a long farm board out the back of the truck.
Thank you, Ms. Latner. Nothing further from the state.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin cross-examination, y'all want to take a comfort break, maybe about 10 minutes? Okay, all right.
All rise for the jury.
All right, we're going to recess 10 minutes. All rise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our jury's left us. We'll be back in 10 minutes. We're in recess.
Phew. They old. Time to get redone. Thank you. No, you cannot.
All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, cross. Mr. Mr. Weinstein?
I have no problem, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Steele?
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Latners, for all your effort and support.
You're welcome, sir.
I'd like to show you what I've marked a thumb drive as Mr. Williams number 202. And Your Honor, it's A, B, C, D. 203,
So you say it's Jeffrey Williams, 202?
yes, and then the whole thing's 202, but then it's A, B, C, D. So it's 202A, 202B.
Alpha through what day? Through what?
David, Delta. And then 203, Jeffrey Williams Exhibit 203. And that will be A and B. Elisa Barry, Alpha, Beta, Alpha,
You guys
Bravo.
are terrible. You
Bravo.
keep mixing. Look, there's the Greek alphabet. We're not going to talk about the Greek alphabet. This is the military alphabet, okay? And then there's your lovely wife and all the other things that you wish to do, okay?
I
So
use my family alpha.
let's just
My
go.
children, my wife.
Let's just go ahead. Well, let's just go. It's just simpler for the court and keeping track of things. So alpha through delta, and then 203 is what?
203, Your Honor.
Okay, and then what?
A, B, and so it's 203, and then there's a subset A and B. So 203A, 203B, and then 204. And then there's one subset 204A.
204 A and B.
No, just A, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So let me see if I.
But it matches his.
It's Jeffrey Williams 202 Alpha through Delta, Jeffrey Williams 203 Alpha and Bravo, and Jeffrey Williams 204 Alpha.
That's true.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's what the court said. Yes. So it's
So
202.
there's a 202, a 203, and a 204, and then the numerics
That's
that
right. Yes,
that
that's true.
are sought to be admitted.
May I approach?
Okay. All right.
Ms. Latners, may I approach you?
If I have a choice. You fine, sir.
I'm going to show you and put a sticker on it.
Mhm.
I'm going to show you what I've marked, what I just announced. On a thumb drive, and it's Mr. Williams, exhibit number 202, and then the subparts A through D, then 203, AB, and then 204A. Have you had an opportunity to review that thumb drive, or the contents of the thumb drive, I should say?
Yes, sir.
And does that contents of the thumb drive, do you recognize what it is?
Yes.
And does it accurately depict the radio traffic from July, that's wrong, September 11th, 2013?
Yes.
And is it, to your knowledge, any changes, modifications, alterations to that radio traffic?
No.
Your Honor, I will move for the admission of Mr. Williams, exhibit number 202, and then the subsets that we announced, A, B, C, D, 203, subset AB, and then 204, which is a subset A. So it's like the court reporter said, you have all three, 202, 203, 204, and then those subsets.
Stating objection to Jeffrey Williams 202 or 202 Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta?
No, Your Honor.
All right, what about Jeffrey Williams 203 Alpha and Bravo?
No, Your Honor.
And Jeffrey Williams 204 Alpha, 204 and 204 Alpha?
No, Your Honor.
All right, they're admitted and may be published as you see fit.
And Ms. Latner, just a question, because you came and discussed part of that radio traffic previously in your testimony. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
But I just wanted to put in the entire radio traffic. Is that now the entire radio traffic as far as that incident?
Objection, Your Honor, just to the commentary.
Okay, I'll sustain the objection.
Is that is that the radio traffic in its entirety?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I don't have any other questions.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank
Ms.
you,
Latner,
sir.
Thank you.
All right, any further defense examination?
Ms. Latners, good morning.
Good morning.
Ms. Latners, you are the custodian of 911 calls and CAD records for this county, is that correct?
City of Atlanta.
City of Atlanta, correct? And you've testified in various counties and jurisdictions where City of Atlanta has brought themselves over into perhaps DeKalb County, correct?
Correct.
All right. So as the custodian for the City of Atlanta, obviously, we have listened to some 911 calls, correct?
Correct.
All right. You certainly were not present at any of these locations, correct?
Correct.
You don't know the circumstances involving any of these 911 calls that we've heard, correct?
Correct.
You don't know any stories from one side or the other in terms of how any of these events occurred, correct?
Correct.
You have basically given us a rundown of these calls, correct?
Correct.
In the calls that we heard today, you did not hear any calls in these particular ones that have been played before you this morning of any YSL. You did not hear that word or that phrase in any of those calls, correct?
Correct.
We did not hear any particular person that's sitting in this courtroom. We did not hear their name on any of those calls that we've heard that were played this morning, correct?
Correct.
Objection, Your Honor, that's not the question.
I'll sustain the objection.
But you did hear the calls yourself, correct?
Correct.
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, sir, thank you. Any further examiners, defense examiners? Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right. May Ms. Latners be permanently and temporarily excused as a witness.
Temporary, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Latners, we'll see you when we see you, okay? We'll give you enough time to rejoin us when that time becomes necessary. Enjoy your weekend, madam.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, you may. Gonna call. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have good news and I have kind of bad news for you, okay? Which one do you want to hear first? Okay, you're gonna have to come in on Monday, all right? That's the bad news, all right? The good news is we're finished for today. All right, okay, so we're going to, no, here, I'm gonna tell you, and let me fill in the rest as Paul Harvey says, the rest of the story. Okay, yes, originally we were going to be off all next week. My other business that I thought I was gonna be taking up is, I'm not taking up on Monday, so we're gonna reclaim a little time and go ahead and have a full day of work on Monday. That's now, the rest of the week is still the rest of the week. You're gonna get the Tuesday through Friday, through the Memorial Day Monday will be off, okay? That just happened. I just found out about today, so I shared that with council as well. So we're gonna come in on Monday, and that's the only day we're gonna work next week. The rest of the week will be administrative weeks. I apologize for the change in schedule, but things just happen. So because I can't conduct my other business, we're gonna go ahead and just continue on. All right. So, and today, given that the length of the witness, I told you we're going to be leaving today at around noon anyways, it will far and eclipse what we're able to take care of today. So that's why we're going to stop now. It makes no sense for us to start and not finish with our witness. So I've inquired and And that's the plan at this point in time, okay? So does that answer your questions? Okay, all right. I apologize. You can blame me, give me the, as the stink eye from Monday, but we'll just work accordingly and see if we can take some more testimony on Monday, okay? So Monday will be a work day. And what time you need to report? I didn't say nothing. You didn't say nothing. Okay, hold on. Let me just check. Council, I should say, jurors, if you could report for 9 o'clock, we'll get started by about 9:30 or thereabouts, okay? So let's just report for 9. We'll start at 9:30, all right, for Monday. All right. Do you have any other ministerial inquiry of me, ladies and gentlemen?
Did you get an anticipated resolve date for that evil 5 little words?
I'm sorry, for what?
That 5 little words you don't like to hear about?
I apologize. One more time.
Money.
Oh. No, I don't have any. Okay, so I can inquire of a couple of folks, Miss Amana, and I'll inquire about Miss Von Kelsch to see. But Mr. Randolph, who you met earlier, is a person that submits that time, so we go through him. So we'll do an audit. If there's something that you have not been paid, let Violetta know, and then we can follow up from there. Okay. All right. All right. Anything else?
No.
Did you have a question? Yes, ma'am.
No, not a question. We left the sign-in sheet for this week as well as next week. I don't start anything sign you.
Okay, we'll reach out to him. Okay. Well,
We don't know who the I guess
I'm sorry. Okay, it's been taken care of? Okay, all right. Yeah, I understand that we're keeping up with your days, so your remuneration can be as accurate as possible. All right, anybody else have any other inquiry of me? Okay, let's go ahead and wrap up then, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, leave your notepads in the baskets in the back. As you leave today, please do not discuss anything that you've heard about this case amongst each other in ones and twos, or when you go home with your significant others, or any other times that you are in the presence of each other or the presence of third parties. It would be a violation for you to discuss this case or to have anything discuss this case in your presence and hearing. Remember, I told you that if anybody should try and reach out to you and just in any form or fashion, by any mode or modality, that your responsibility and duty would be to let Sergeant Ingram and myself know immediately. Also, don't go to any third-party websites, or any other sources to get any or glean any other information about this trial. Remember, you can only consider what's been presented within the 4 walls of this courtroom. That also pertains to anything that you may have learned about any of the scenes maybe that have been depicted or you've learned about through testimony. It would be impermissible for you to, over the weekend, to go and visit any of those scenes or to do any things that the court mentioned to you earlier during the selection process, take pictures or anything such as that. That would be a violation of the court's admonition. So remember, you can only consider what's within presented in the 4 walls of this courtroom. Also, as you're sitting back there or you're leaving, it would be improper for you to recap or otherwise handicap the testimony. So you can't, as you're sitting back there, say, hey, we'll go ahead and get started. What do you think about such and such? What do you think about this testimony? And give your opinions or otherwise discuss anything that has been presented thus far. Remember, you can only do that when we get to the point in these proceedings that is authorized, and then I will give you instructions on how you to begin that particular process. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the last thing is customarily is please, and we say this, I say this, and on behalf of everybody, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience that you've given us, and thank you for the patience that you'll continue to give us. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your weekend, and we will see you on Monday at 9 o'clock for anticipated 9:30 start time, okay? All right, all rise. You ready? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our jury has left us. Okay, please be seated. Ms. Hilton, you wish to correct an exhibit? That's been brought to my attention?
I did, but I had to do it in front of the jury, but I'll do it now, and then we can do it in front of the jury on Monday. Stacy doing 135 Echo Charlie is now.
You all right?
Stacy
Okay.
did a 135 Echo Charlie.
Which is,
Which was the excerpted phone records of phone number 1990.
okay.
Will be changed to State's Exhibit 135 Echo Delta. And that's it, Your Honor.
Is that because there's two exhibits that are,
135 Echo Charlie.
and that was the one is the Sprint and one is the Cricket, correct?
135 Echo Charlie may be the,
What was it? I need to know what it was.
yes.
And
so-
what it's going to.
So 135 Echo Charlie was the excerpt that we printed out regarding the phone number 1990.
Okay.
And now there were duplicate 135 Echo Charlie. All of this pertains to the phone record ending in 1990.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and just, you can, we'll make that correction. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other minister inquiry with me, councils? Let's cover who's going to be called on Monday.
So, Judge, we're going to call the witnesses that we're going to call today, which include Officer Corey Clinton Hayes, sorry.
What's his name? I'm sorry again.
Hayes, Hayes.
Officer Hayes.
Yes.
Hay. Oh, no, E. Okay, all right, okay.
We will also be calling Lieutenant Volley, Volley.
First name Anthony, Your Honor.
Okay.
Hold a minute. And Your Honor, if the court would permit us to apprise the court of the remaining witnesses, as we had not anticipated calling witnesses on Monday, we just want to line those up and we can let the court know by 2 o'clock at the latest. But I think we'll be able to know as soon as we get back to the street
All right.
exactly who the other ones will be. But
Okay.
we'll have a full day on Monday, so we need to fill up that day.
All right. Have you otherwise turned over or notified your colleagues across the bar as to what exhibits that you are planning on introducing? Any video, audio?
For the ones that, for the first two witnesses that we were going to do today, we had. For the ones that we will now call on Monday, we will. We have not, because, okay, wait a minute, Ms. Hilton is correcting me. She's gonna stand up.
Your Honor, last week we sent a first set of exhibits that we planned on using the week after next. And so we'll just need, so they should have, ideally, those witnesses will be who we'll start with on Monday. So they should have that, at least that first additional set of exhibits. And when I say set of exhibits, the pool that we're going to pull from, which are the exhibits. And then we'll be supplementing that, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Could you either just resend that or we get so many emails, so could you just identify when that was sent so I know which exhibits you're talking about?
Yes, it was sent last Friday, probably around 5 o'clock p.m. By me, and it was a Dropbox link, and the password was in the link.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, anything else, councils? All right, then we'll see you all Monday morning at 9 o'clock, and we'll have a regular work day, and appreciate y'all's patience and flexibility with the schedule. So we'll see you on Monday. Enjoy your weekend, okay? All right, we're in recess. Okay.
But what I can say even more is that she was proud of the man that he became. And so for all of the young people that's in here today, your journey really is just beginning. Find something that you will love to do and do it well and make your family proud. I know Roger made you proud. He definitely made Dr. Ronald E. McNair High School proud. He made me proud. And Andre, you got some work to do. But I will end with this. There's a song that we sing in church, and it says that life is filled with swift transition. And many people can quote that. Things may change, but there's one thing that will stay the same. And that's the love and affection, and most important, the connection that we have with God. So make sure that you hold on to God's unchanging hand.
Amen. Because we serve Jehovah Rapha, we serve the Lord who is our healer. Any worshipers in here that are just grateful that you serve the Lord and he's a healer? He's here to comfort all of our souls, all of our spirits. And we just want to encourage you this afternoon that there's healing for your sorrow. We bless you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Song just says this: don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Because joy comes in the morning. Joy comes in the morning. Know that God is nigh. Know that God is nigh. All you have to do is stand still and look up. Stand still and look up. And know that God will show us. Going to show up. He is standing by. He is standing. Let's do it again. Don't be discouraged, no. Just know joy comes in the morning. Yes, it does. Know that God is all you have to do is stand still and look up. God have mercy. Because God is going to show. God is going to show. He is standing by. Come on. There's healing for your soul. And there's healing for your pain. Healing for your pain. There is healing for your spirit. He's here to give it to you. And there's shelter from the rain. So ask the Lord, send you healing. Yes, Jesus. There's healing. There is a call. Yes, there is. And that's why we praise him. That's why we encourage him. Because we know there's a God for I know the situation might look rough right now, but God is here to heal you. There he is. There's a God to heal the soul. To heal the soul. Come on, let's do it one more time. We want to encourage you that there's healing for your sorrow. Yes. Receive your healing for your pain. Receive it, receive it. Yes, Jesus. There's healing for your spirit. And I promise you'll get shelter from the rain. Yeah. Send your healing. Yes, we know. We know. We know. Lift your hands in the room and receive your healing. The Lord is here to give you healing. Voice and say, he's a doctor in the sick room, yes he is. He's a friend to the friendless. There Come on, just lift your hands and receive your healing this afternoon. Healing for your soul. Healing for your soul. Thank you, Jesus.
Come on, put your hands together. The blessing of Roger Fortson's life is that right now on a Friday, all over the world, people are hearing all about the healer of our souls. God is going forth literally all over the world simply because of the life of this young king. Let's put our hands together and celebrate our holy God. This segment is reflections from family and friends. If you would, as I call your name, come to my right, your left. Coach Marcus Salter, the twins Brakita and Rakita Fortson, along with Alexis Brewer, Hassan Miles. Still requesting the 2-minute time frame. Also, right after reflections, we'll have a mother's prayer by the legendary attorney Ben Crump. And immediately following him, words of encouragement from the one and only Reverend Al Sharpton of the National Action Network. For these reflections and for this segment of the program, please put your hands together and celebrate the family and the friends.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marcus Salter, and I had the incredible honor of being Roger's baseball coach at Dr. Ronald E. McNair High School. I remember Roger as a freshman, a little chip-tooth, goofy, skinny kid who could run but couldn't hit, could barely catch. He just wanted to have fun. But however, through commitment and hard work and consistent practice, Roger transformed not just as an athlete, but as a person. By his senior year, Roger had become a leader on our team. He was instrumental in guiding us to our first state playoff berth in over 20 years. He understood his role of controlling the outfield and unselfishly bunting to get on base, embodying the true spirit of teamwork. Roger's selflessness and dedication were evident in every game he played. He put the team's success above his own, demonstrating a level of maturity and heart that inspired everyone around him. I also had the privilege of seeing Roger a few years later as a clean-cut, well-fed, tall, and proud man. I was amazed at the conversations this young man had. His thoughts, his goals, and mindset were all focused on success and personal growth. Roger viewed fun differently and was striving for a life of purpose. I want to take time to personally thank the Air Force for continuing the work that his mother and family started, helping Roger grow into the man that he became. To his mother, I can only imagine the depth of your loss. My faith assures me that Roger fulfilled his purpose. And I know that I and many others are a testament to the lives he touched. When my nephew received an offer to join the Naval Academy, I immediately contacted Roger. Why? Because I trusted him. I wanted him to help guide my nephew because I saw the man he became. That conversation led to my nephew early committing and a decision to become a pilot. A single conversation changed a life, and for that, I am forever grateful. Mom, I love you, and I always just one call away. As I wrote this, I experienced a wealth of emotions: grief, anger, sorrow, disbelief, denial. But the one that stood out was a broken heart. And that broken heart to me represented love. And I notice as you sit here today, along with many others, you feel these emotions as well. But please hold tight to love and the memories of love, because that's what will keep you whole. Roger was full of love, and that memory I will forever hold in my heart. And Mom, thank you for allowing me to have one final talk with my player who became my friend. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. First, I'm going to say justice for Roger. I will never forgive y'all for what y'all did to my baby cousin. I can't. I want to say my little cousin, like my little brother, how are we supposed to move on? Someone so sweet and chill, never bother anybody, never been in trouble with the law, served this country, and get taken away from us for what? Sleep in glory, baby cousin. I will never forget you, my love. I'm so sad to say my goodbyes. To be honest, you took a huge part of my heart and mind with you. I wish we got to have more conversations the older we got, but we knew it was love regardless. Even the conversations at grandma's house, at events, or even if you just came over when I was there, I will forever cherish every moment with you. I miss you so much, man. It's not fair. I feel like I'm living in a nightmare. Like, did I go to sleep and wake up in hell? But honestly, I have to think about the heaven. So instead of worrying about the pain of losing you, I will start remembering the great things about you. And that is, you were a king. I loved everything about you. I loved how you loved your mom and siblings. You were strong-hearted and Aries. He'll give you the stank eye quick if you're doing too much. And I would ignore you on purpose sometimes. You were my little brother. I feel guilty to even smile while you're not here. The pain hurts so bad, it steals my smile. My auntie, let me tell you about my auntie. My auntie was my second mama. Her and my auntie Barbara were the two people that I felt safe around. I could tell them anything. My aunties let us be ourselves to a certain extent. My auntie kept us in church. Shoot, we joined the dance team, the choir, the step team. We went to church every New Year's. My auntie Mika helped my mom with my prom and my graduation. She would even mail our father our letters and pictures that we would draw for him and paint for him. My auntie, I cannot imagine how you feel right now. I am completely heartbroken for you. Honestly, I am truly saddened for you. I would never wish this kind of pain on anyone. But I wrote a poem, auntie, so hopefully this heals a little pain. Dear mama, to my dearest mother, hear my voice. Though I've passed, I still rejoice. In every breath and in every prayer, know that I'm always there. You cradle me with the love so true, nurture me in all I do. Your laughter rang, your tears did fall. Your love, the greatest of them all. In your arms, I found my peace. In your love, all trouble cease. Though I've journeyed to the other side, my love for you still abides. I see you weep and I feel your pain, but in your heart, I'll always reign. For every beat, every sigh, I'm with you, mother, by and by. Through every moment, every day, and every step along the way, I'll walk beside you and hold your hand in every sunset, in every strand. So dry your tears, my dear mother, for in our love there's no other. Together still, though wars apart, forever entwined in heart to heart. Until we meet again, my dear, know that I'm always near. In whispers soft and dreams so true, I'll be with you forever through and through. In the depths of my heart, stitched fine, lies the love for my cousin that is so divine. From childhood days of mischief and glee to the present where memories still dance free. In the skies you roam wild and free, chasing dreams because it's you I want to see. With laughter as our compass, as we fly free. In every secret you shared, in every adventure boldly dared. Your smile, a beacon in the dark, guiding us home. You are our spark. Through ups and downs, we've journeyed far. Always remember us wherever you are. No distance can dim the love I have for you. I deeply wish you were here because we need you. As time unravels its endless thread, I'll treasure the memories in my head. For in your laughter, in your embrace, we find a home, our sacred place. So here's to you, my little cousin, dear. In my heart, you'll always be near, forever bound by my love, sweet ties, underneath the endless skies. In whispers, secrets, and dreams untold, your laughter warms me, pure as gold. Though time may pass and miles divide, in our hearts you will forever reside. For love you share, no distance can sever. My precious little cousin, my joy forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you're watching now is the funeral service. So that is the funeral services of Roger Fortson, who was shot in his apartment in Florida uh, in a case of, I can't even say mistaken identity, more so than it wasn't properly investigated. This funeral service is being held here in Georgia right now, and some of the speakers to take the podium will be the Reverend Al Sharpton as well as Attorney Ben Crump. So yes, this is happening right now in Georgia at the Church of Pastor Jamal Bryant. In any event, ladies and gentlemen, the trial had a very interesting ending, and we're going to discuss that in our next live. With that said, we're going to take you right back into the funeral services of Roger Fortson.
Okay? Love y'all kids, hug y'all kids.
Hello, everyone. How everybody doing? Excuse me. My name is Hassan Miles, and for the ones that don't know me, me and his mom, Mika, had an own relationship for years on top of years. Excuse me. And I was granted the opportunity to encounter Roger for us. An exceptionally well young man. My whole thing was to keep him out the streets. Even though I wasn't a saint myself, I wasn't practicing what I was preaching, but I was just trying to make sure Roger would make his mom happy. Y'all bear with me. It's hard. Roger wasn't my son, but he was like my son. And I always ask him, I just take him to school, I have to ask him, man, how you plan on graduating, man? You just got a pencil behind your ear. He said, don't worry about it, man, I got this. So I said, okay, all right, bro. And lo and behold, he had. And one thing I can say, Mika, that man loved you, unconditionally loved you. That was like your father, your husband, like, and to me, it was like a son that I never had, like a good son I never had. I just thank God and you, Mika, you, Roger, for giving me an opportunity to share time with Roger and make an impact in his life to where he didn't become a product of his environment. He beat all the odds. He beat all the odds. And I feel good about it because I thought I was beating the dead horse and talking to a big wall, but he listened to me and I did my job. Roger, you see all the love in this room, brother. We love you, man. Never be forgot.
Okay, for those who don't know, I'm Roger's big sister, Raven. And I just want y'all to know, I thought Roger was the coolest person in the world. I used to just watch him, how he would talk with his accent and that smile. I was so proud of my brother. And he was so humble, but every now and then he would tell you who he was. He would tell you what he did. He'll let you know. And like me, as a big sister, I used to be like, okay, but you still a baby. Because he would talk like he was just the grownest man. Like he had just lived so much life. But he did. Like at 23 years old, my brother did more than men 50, 60 years old. And, he had every right to be that proud of who he was. I was proud of who he was. I love to hear him talk like that. I tell anybody about my brother. I used to brag about him all the time, and I still am. I'm never going to shut up talking about Roger, about who he was, the kind of man he was. And I just hope nobody else in this room does either, because he was supposed to have 1 million more accomplishments. He was supposed to call and brag about 1 million more things and do so much more. And, like just as devastating as this is, we got to make him proud now. He got to watch us and see us and, because he's looking down on us. He's looking down on me. He's looking down on my dad, on Mika, on Harmony, on Andre, on Isaac, Demetrius, everybody. He's watching us. And even in this moment, like I'm trying not to cry because I know Roger would crack a joke. He would say something to try and make everybody in here laugh. He didn't like people being down or being sad. And so that's just who he was. And I just want to tell y'all that about my brother. I love you, Roger, and I'm gonna miss you. I miss you so much. Hello, everyone. I'm Alexis Brewer. I've been thinking about all week what to say about Roger. It's just so much to say about him. And all I can do is just reminisce on like his laugh. I can still hear his voice in my ear. I can't even say Roger was, like he is and he still is. I was blessed to have the opportunity to watch Roger become a great man from a wonderful boy. Roger was always so smart, too smart sometimes. He'll make you feel stupid if you really don't. Just laughing, joking around. Always been about family, always been about Mika. Mika, you did your big one with this one. Roger, he's not a different breed, but he's a special breed. You don't come across too many people like Roger. I've never seen Roger get in trouble. Maybe fussed at, never whooped. He was just great all around, and I've had the opportunity, especially when he was younger, to take Roger under my wing. And it was always a good time, intelligent conversations. He was just a joy. You know, if you was mad at Roger or didn't like Roger, you was just mad at life, because he was full of it. He was full of life, full of joy. Never a dull moment, always finding the positivity in a bad situation. And I honestly just can't accept this. Like, it hadn't hit me. It doesn't feel real. Like, I feel we shouldn't be here right now today at all. You know, we shouldn't be here, not for him. Like, he's supposed to be somewhere overseas, somewhere, texting in the group chat, sending Robux to the girls. You know, it's just hard. And, you know, sometimes people will say, it'll be okay, it'll be okay. Nothing about this is okay. And all we can do is pray for better days. You know, I pray that the good, joyful days outweigh all the bad, sad ones, because they're going to come. And I just hope that it's way less than the good ones, you know. We're going to continue to celebrate Roger, because if he was here, he is here, he would want us to have a good time, and we're going to do that for him. We're going to always honor him, always think about him. We still joke around with him now. You know, Roger's the little brother I never had. I always looked out for him, and I really love Roger. Mika, I love you. You know, I ain't going nowhere, won't go nowhere. And Big Roger, I send my condolences out to you as well. This is the worst pain anybody could experience. I don't care who you are, losing a child is the worst type of pain. And I just don't know. I love everybody, and you know, when it's your time, you never know when it's gonna come. This is a prime example. Like, you just never know, even when you're not doing anything. And just always cherish, and don't let family conflict get in the way, because you just never know when it's gonna be the last time. But I'm gonna wrap it up. Roger, I love you, the little Mexican. And I love everybody else, and I appreciate everybody coming out to support the family. If it's any way to go out, I would rather go out like him with honor, love. A service can't be no better than this, especially for someone who really, really deserved it, and he does. He deserves the best, and he gonna get nothing but the best. All right.
Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. I'm Attorney Ben Crump, and along with Attorney Natalie Jackson, Attorney Brian Barr, Attorney Kevin Edwards, Attorney LaShonda, Counsel Rogers, Attorney Brittany Bacchus, Attorney Precious Chavez, we have the honor of representing his mother, Mika Fortson, as well as his father, Roger Wilburn, and the family of Roger Fortson. And in this mother's prayer, I would first like to acknowledge when we got the call, and Mika never let me forget that her pastor Jamal Bryant of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church, the shepherd of this flock, was the first person she called, and they called through the night till they got me. And it is profound how she said, even though Pastor Jamal Bryant was there in college getting his daughter from college, he stopped everything he was doing, taking care of his family, to help her with her family, because he loves his New Birth Missionary Baptist Church family. And just like he did with Trayvon and Breonna, Botham Jean, Terrence Crutcher, George Floyd, how he stood for them, we knew he was going to stand up for his family member, Roger Folsom. So first we want to say thank you, Pastor Jamal Bryant and the New Birth Missionary Baptist Church family. And then Mika has told us every press conference, Attorney Jackson, who's also a veteran, she said, Attorney Crump, I want us to always thank his military family, because they have been here for us like you wouldn't believe. So we would like all members of the military, active and non-active members, to please stand so we can honor Mika Fortson's prayer to thank the military. Every day we stand up for Roger Folsom. He was not just our family member, but he was your family member. And then Mika has been so very consistent at every press conference, every meeting. And what she told us that night, Attorney Jackson, Reverend Bryant, she said, Attorney Crump, don't let them stain my baby's reputation. Don't let them stain my baby's reputation. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, but the world needs to know. She said yesterday at the press conference right here at New Birth that Roger was light. There would not be a stain on his name. He will not be put to rest in darkness, because he was a bright light. And Mika said, no stain on his reputation. Attorney Crump, you have to, no matter what they say. She said, they had the wrong apartment. My baby wouldn't have had no domestic dispute. That's not who Roger Fortson was. I mean, she said, there is no way. She said they cannot have that be the narrative as he leaves this world. No, he was in his apartment by himself, FaceTiming with his girlfriend, and the only other creature there was his dog, Chloe, who he loved so much. And she said, they said it was a domestic dispute between a male and a female. So they had to have the wrong apartment. She said, you got to tell them every time, Attorney Crump, they can't stain his reputation like this. They can't do it. And she said, then Reverend Bryant, you know, talking with you and Reverend Al about this self-defense, that they killed him in self-defense. She said, Roger wasn't doing anything wrong. He wasn't committing no crime. The police would not have had to kill him in self-defense. So she said, you know, I don't even understand how you can say self-defense. That was Roger's home. I mean, he was in the sanctity of his own apartment. If we can't be safe in the sanctity of our home, where can we be safe at? Where can we be safe at, brothers and sisters? And so that's what Miss Mika was talking about, that we can't let them stain the reputation, because not only was he an outstanding member of the armed forces, not only was he an outstanding son to Mika and Roger, not only was he an outstanding sibling to his brothers and sisters, not only was he a proud member of the East Pineapple apartment complex, he was the best from East Atlanta. He was the best from Atlanta, Georgia. He was the best from the state of Georgia. He was the best from America. He was one of the best this world had to offer. And that's why we can't let them stain his reputation. We cannot let them do that. She reminded us over and over again, and you heard his little sister Harmony yesterday at the press conference talk about how special he was, how he saved money to take her to her first theme park, how when he was in Kuwait serving our country, he would DoorDash food home to his little brothers and sisters if they said they were hungry. That's the special person he was. That's why they can't have a stain on his reputation. That's why we got to honor Mika's request, all of us. When they try to say this narrative that it was justified in killing him this way, we got to say, no, we will not let that lie stand. We will stand on the truth. And the truth was that Roger Folsom was the best of us. He was the very best America had to offer the world. He was an American patriot, and we have to remember him as such. Dr. Martin Luther King said that the coward will ask the question, is it safe? Then he said expediency will ask the question if it's politically correct. Then he said, oh, vanity comes along and asks the question, is it popular? But then Dr. King said, conscience comes along and asks the question, is it right? And Dr. King said, there comes a time when one must take a position that's neither popular nor politically correct or not even safe. But Dr. King said, there comes a time when one must take a position because it is the right thing to do. I submit to you, brothers and sisters, it is the right thing to do that we stand up for justice for Roger Folsom. It is the right thing to do that we speak up for justice for Roger Folsom. It is the right thing to do that we fight for justice for Roger Folsom. We fight for the dignity of Roger Folsom. We fight for the respect of Roger Folsom. We fight for the humanity of Roger Folsom because Roger Folsom was the best of us. And Mika Folsom, we will never let them stain his reputation. Not today, not tomorrow, not forever. We will remember him as the true American patriot that he was. God bless you, Mika. God bless you, Roger. We will always honor and exalt your child, our American patriot, Senior Airman Roger Folsom.
Hi, I'm Reverend Al Sharpton, president of National Action Network. Let me say at the outset that my prayers and sincere condolences go to the family of Roger Folsom. It is they that will have to bear this pain, this gap in their soul that will never be filled because of the loss of their son, their brother, their cousin, their nephew, their loved ones. To many of us, it is an issue. To them, it is personal. And let us not go ahead of the family and leave them in the backdrop of our activism, but in the forefront of how human lives are valuable and should not be expendable under any circumstances. Here's a young man in the military, serving his country, in his own home, killed by law enforcement that is paid to protect him. You couldn't have gotten a better picture-perfect person as an example of how you do not go over the line and violate the law and violate human rights and human dignity than Roger. Roger was a symbol of what is the best in our community. His family produced something that we as parents and grandparents dream of, and he was taken away because some law enforcement person felt that he could behave in a deadly manner against Roger that I would suggest he would not do in another community. I wanted to be there with you today. I talked to my friend and brother, one of the most esteemed pastors and preachers in this country, Reverend Jamal Harrison Bryant, and told him I just couldn't make flights work. And I want you to know that I will be standing shoulder to shoulder with Reverend Bryant as we go forth seeking justice, as we know this could be any one of our kids. I want the family to know that we will be present and we will be consistent long after the cameras are gone. There's not a case, National Action Network and I fight, that we don't stay with years later. I spend time now on Mother's Day, on holidays, talking with families and seeing what their needs are, years that we fought 20, 30 years ago. So I make that commitment to this family. I also commit to Reverend Bryant, who has come in that prophetic tradition that whatever you need from National Action Network and myself, I'll be there. And to the Attorney General of Black America, I've been on this journey a long time fighting for social justice. I've not met one more gallant, more courageous, and with more integrity than the Attorney General of Black America, Ben Crump. And Ben, you know, if you just make a call or a text, I'm there to do whatever is necessary, and National Action Network is there. I want to say to those that have gathered for this service, that Roger is a victim of the visuals in America are based on what you see, you have the right to respond to differently. So if you see a black man in his own home, you have the right to shoot first and ask questions later. He is a victim of those that would never have done that to a military man in another community. He, as a young black man, stood up, signed up to fight for this country. The question now is, will the country stand up and fight for him? The family, the mother is brokenhearted. Do we have, though, a broken system? That is the question. And that is what we intend to get an answer to. So do not think that when the service is in, the struggle is, as he is laid to rest, we are called to arms. Nonviolent arms, but battle it will be. We're not going to rest till we get justice for Roger. No justice, no peace.